at them, write them down if you need to. Quick reminder, you had 3 rules you were supposed to write down last week. That addition across logs of like base is multiply. Subtraction across logs of like base becomes division. And then there's that coefficient one. Okay, so
For 4, it's supposed to be 2 in the first one. Like, or it's just
okay, so the first one, write it down on the whiteboard. True or false? Yes or no?
I think it's for the first one.
Avery, what's yours says true and false at the same time. Pick one. Virginia, what'd you guys say again? Okay, so the rule is if it's logs of like base, addition across becomes multiply inside. So this would be 2 times x. Is 2 times x the same as x plus 2? It's not. This one is false. Okay? Okay, second one. So I see 1 and 1. 1 false, 2 false, 1 true. With the second one. What do you guys say? So I see a couple of trues, but more falses. By that third rule I put up there, that 7 comes in as an exponent, not this. So that is also false. All right. Third one. Okay, see a true and see another true. All right, so I see on all the boards that I can see, people are saying true. Division within becomes subtraction outside. Yes. All right. Number 4.
Because there was no two.
Okay.
Log two.
One person said false, one person saying true.
Like the basis changed.
So we're at a standstill at the moment.
Yeah. Do you see how it says log? Yeah,
Okay.
it's not log two. Because technically, isn't it like if there's none, it's two?
Yeah.
Okay, one person said false and said it with such authority.
If it doesn't have anything, it's 10. If there was one base 2, it's 7, it rewrites it.
Why do you say false with authority? Alright, so this one, if you see this on a test, it's I made a typo. That it's here, we didn't make a typo, and Stuart is reading it closely. No base was written, so it's base 10. This, if it was log base 10 and log base 10, that multiply within becomes addition across. But I did not do that. They are different bases, and with authority, he is right that
So
it
if
is
it was log base 2 of log x, it would be true.
If it was log base 2 here, then it would be true. Great, we'll take things out of your ears. Alright,
Which one was it?
number 5, this one throws a lot.
I mean, yeah, I thought false too.
Well, what do you guys have for number 5?
One of the sides on the equal sign would have something with a subtraction on it. Yeah.
I see 2 false, and then a whole lot of not answered. What did you guys say? Yeah. Okay, so division inside becomes subtraction across, not this.
It would be division and division.
Division becomes subtraction, so there's differences. Okay, and 6.
True.
Okay, that comes out front, which is this thing? Yes, true. All right, 7.
Because
Okay, we're getting vocal with it now. 7, you're saying is true?
Yeah.
Okay, at least one person is shaking their head and not confident enough to explain. Okay, this comes down out front, so that's 2 log base 5 of x, which that's log base 5 of x plus log base 5 of x. Is log the same thing as multiply?
No.
Okay, the last one, lots of contention on this one as well.
That one is also false.
Okay, one person says false.
Say true.
I don't think it can break the little things.
Can't break the little
I
thingies?
think it's gonna be 4, it's gonna be like this.
Because it's like in the absolute value. So I like to.
So-
If it's like 8 to
Yeah.
4, that's to the 1/2 power, but if it's like 8 to 1/2.
I love that answer.
times 4.
to the absolute value.
This one also, what the heck symbol is that? Y'all, on a true
That's
false.
an F.
No, this is hoo-ha. So, it's true, right, true.
So if you saw that, would you think it's true or false?
I would mark it wrong,
No, regardless.
because it's, what's true and false at the same time? Wrong is what that is. So sorry. I taught geometry and truth tables for a long time. Day 1, give me that symbol, whatever it is, I don't care, it's wrong. All right, so, for agreeing or disagreeing with any of you, what's the absolute value of 4? Can I rewrite the absolute value of 4x as x in absolute values 1 times 4? Is that allowed?
Yes.
Why would you say yes or why would you say no? Yeah,
Well, because we already know what 4 is, like the same thing.
what does absolute value do?
It makes it so that it's like always the positive of it.
So it says, make it positive. Did I make it positive?
Yeah.
So I did what jail bars say to do. Okay, so. Log jail bars 4x, isn't that the same as 4 times jail bars x?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, true. Okay, so, so I'm ever so slowly trying to teach and hand out papers at the same time. Today, we have a quiz, Wednesday, and we have a review sheet, big old packet that I will give you in just a second. Actually, lovely student aides, can you hand these out? There are 2 papers. Yay.
No, this is probably my least favorite class.
Christina is not here, correct?
I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, cause I was gonna do honors until my teacher last year told me. She was like, I don't think you would get a good grade. So I was like,
I just don't wanna do the amount of work, and it's like, I would probably get a C if I was in honors, and I'm getting A's here.
okay, my really smart friends are all getting like low A's and they're like, we're getting low, and I'm like, I know, yeah,
I have a C right now in this class. Especially anything better than that. It's good. Like you come to me and you're like, no, I have like a 72. I'm like, that's amazing. I can't do my 62. Go up.
Okay, guys, you should be able to do this first one alone. So, graph that, write down properties.
I like sort of get it, but I also like sort of don't get it, so I'll help you with Friday.
I wasn't here Friday.
Wait, I need to look at my notes to see what I did.
But it was literally all graphs. So if you weren't there that day, you probably wouldn't have been able to do it. So it would be 0 points anyway. You didn't do it. Just talk to her.
Okay, wait, the first one's really good because they're all one, the first point is always 1, 0 if there's no, okay, I literally have this in this like exact problem. So the first point is always 1, 0.
Yeah, 1, 0,
Like for every single one, unless there's,
yeah, 3, 1.
like,
There's just this little like graph thing.
wait,
Not graph, but like table.
yeah, yeah, but you don't really have to do that, cause it's kind of easy. So basically, I don't know, I thought. Thank you for that. I did that.
I think this is the first one I guess that's like all of it, right? I think the beginning of the year, bro.
No, there's only there's no more.
Okay, so for the first point, it's always gonna be 1, 0 unless there's like a change, like up or down or side to side.
Oh, wait.
No, you're good. And then for the second one, it's always gonna be it's like the space and then one. Yeah, like so this point it's gonna be 3, 1. So you're gonna go like 1, 2, 3, and then up 1, and then it's literally always just gonna be that.
So when x is 0, y is gonna be 1, always. And then when x is 1, it's just gonna be the base number.
Oh, and then they're asymptotes?
Like yes, but this one's just the asymptote is yeah, y equals 0.
Oh, because there's no, wait, there's no,
Wait, no, it's an x equals 0.
Because that would be up and
oh, wait, x is horizontal. No, y is horizontal.
Yeah, so it's
x is vertical.
What did you say, N 0?
I don't know. X equals 0 because isn't it like when there's an asymptote whenever there's like a exponent here? The exponent, whatever the asymptote is.
Wait. So I did this one. So I'm just gonna. And then domain range, you have to do x intercept for 0. That's just 1,
Okay, so-
0, like we wrote.
I'm hearing that
And y.
one group is like, no.
None,
Logs
because
only
there's a
have
y.
vertical
There's the
asymptotes, no
asymptotes.
horizontal. Correct. Where do those vertical asymptotes happen? When the argument inside log is equal to here, 0. Here, in this case, the thing in the argument is just x. So where's the vertical asymptote? At x equals 0. And Anya said to graph it, there are 2 coordinates that are always on it. She's like, wait a second. I'm gonna translate this log to exponent 3 to the y equals x. And I'm not gonna pick x values, I'm gonna pick y values. And putting in 1 for y, 3 to the 1, oh. She said base comma 1, there it is, 3, 1. And then she said, okay, plugging in the 0, 1, 0. So if you get 2 accurate coordinates and the vertical asymptote, that's your graph. It is forever going up, but super slow. So, Adele, what's the domain for this particular question? What x values can go? Square or round?
Just round.
On both, correct.
Yes.
Byron, what is the range? All the numbers. Okay. Dante, x intercepts are when y is 0. So let's set y to 0, which y is really the f of x. How do I translate this log equation into exponential? So it's going to be x equals, now we need to translate base to the exponent equals the argument. So x equals, what's the base?
3.
To what power? To the 0. And 3 to the 0 is 1. So my coordinate is 1, 0. You need parentheses around it. It's naked without them. The coordinate is 1, 0. Adeline, where is the y-intercept? Where does it hit the y-axis? Say it with more authority next time. It doesn't.
Yeah, can't you just look at the graph for the x-axis?
So if you trust your graph, absolutely. You can look at the graph and be like, doesn't hit that. And here, okay, I didn't graph mine super well. It should have gone through that coordinate. But be careful, we'll be mean. Some of them don't hit it nice places. All right. The thing that bothered every other class was find the inverse. Virginia, in Algebra 2, what was the first step to finding the inverse?
Can we switch to X and Y?
Okay, so to find the inverse, trade X and Y. And Dante, do you remember what you did just a second ago when it was numbers, but now there's letters? How do I translate that log into exponential?
You bring the y over and you put it to the power of x? Or, no, the base,
And what is the base?
3
So it's gonna be 3 to the,
log x.
that's our inverse function, okay? All right, we're gonna jump to the hard one next. Can we look at number 3 together? Or the back of the front page, let's look at number 3 together. This first question, state the transformations. So Dora, how is that log function gonna move given all those numbers?
I want to say 5, right?
Yep. Does it move up or down, or does it stay still?
It moves up and down.
It
by
does.
4, 2, -2.
So that's down 2. So to graph this, I'm gonna push and move the axes. So I need to put the real axes in. Gray says down 2. Is that an asymptote?
No.
And correctly stated, the other one is an asymptote. So Virginia, to graph this, Anya said the coordinates 1, 0, and base comma 1. Do I go off my real origin or my fake moved one?
Those-
You would be in the group with Stuart, I believe, but, you have to make. Sorry, what'd you say? From the fake one. Dora and Byron can help you, but, okay, so she said from the fake moved one, so I'm gonna plot the coordinate 1, 0, and base, which is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 1. Mark's not right.
For the equation for the asymptote, we write x equals 5, right? It's not x equals 0. And it's still the pretend thingy.
The asymptote is x equals 5.
Just make sure.
Okay, so Amory, what's, we just did the asymptote. The asymptote is where that thing equals 0. So what's the domain? Round bracket 5 to infinity. Sophie, what's the range?
Negative to positive infinity.
Negative to positive infinity. Okay. Isla, here's my hint. How do we find the x-intercept? 0 in for y. I don't have a y. K of x is the y value, because sometimes I'll have like a whole bunch of functions and your h of x, your k of x, your g of x, your f of x, and I'll be able to distinguish between you, but they are all y. So, okay, so she said, sorry, I'm gonna erase this so I can move right over it. She said, put 0 in for y. All right, Lorenzo, what do I do to get I wanna figure out x. Do I add 5? Do I divide by 4? Do I add 2? Do I add 2? Order of operations, yeah, start getting the log all by itself. Okay, the log is by itself. Now what do I do? Bella, you know? No? Ben to Benet. Whoever that is.
My boy Ben.
My boy Ben. But it's Ben to log Benet, like,
Yeah, but that log is a given. If you're putting it in
sweetheart,
logarithmic form, log
nothing
is
in
a
this
given.
room is a given, nothing, unless it says the words given, it's not. Adele's like, okay, all right, so we need to now translate. Base to the exponent equals the argument. 84 squared. So add 5 to the other side. My x-intercept is 21, 0. Well, what's my y-intercept? Where does it hit the y-axis? Where does it hit? Y-axis is right here. Where does the function hit that? Where does the red curve hit that line? Here's my real y-axis. Sweetheart, when does the red line hit that green line? They don't. So, guys, the way to officially check, putting in 0 for x. Can I do log of a negative number? No, so it's illegal, can't do it. But finding the inverse, okay. L is step 1 to finding the inverse. Switch x and y. Now I gotta solve for x all over again. Sorry, I didn't check that. I heard you yelling at me before you started.
I didn't, I just said wait.
Elephant hunter. Heard you, your voodoo. Alright, Angel, first step. I wanna get x all alone.
Would you
Add the 2, yes. I love next step. Can I add the 5, divide by the 4? No? How do I, yeah, to get that out, I gotta convert it. How does it convert? Four to that crazy big chunky business equals other crazy big chunky business. So my very last step, I still don't quite have y all alone.
Subtract 5. I mean, add 5.
Thank you. There's our inverse. Okay? All right, I want to show you one more thing before I have you try the others. Any questions on this so far?
Can you scroll down?
Inverse?
Maybe.
Okay, is it legible? Can you just reveal what questions you can actually see? Just one of the questions we have.
Do I have to know the answer?
I'm now?
No, cause I
Why?
need to do this now.
Okay,
Alright,
how about in like 5 minutes?
so, I wanna show you one other thing. So far, we haven't had a thing that has a legitimate y-intercept. I'm gonna change this problem. F of x. Okay, y-intercept is when x is 0. So what is the y value when I put in 0 for x? All right, evaluating this. 4 to what power equals 5? Zara's got the answer. She said, she wrinkled her little eyebrows and was like, what? I don't know. Is it bigger than 1, less than 1? 4 to what power is 5? Bigger than 1, is it bigger than 2? It's not bigger than 2.
It's 1.
Because 4 squared is 16, 4 to the 1 is 5. So, I don't care.
Is it 4 and 1 4? Or is it sort of 1 and 4?
Okay, there you go, that's it. For our purposes, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna change the problem again. So this one, if I wanna find the y-intercept when x is 0, that's an x plus 64, sorry. Can I evaluate that? 4 to what power is 64? What is it? 4 to what power? 3. So in this one, the y-intercept would be 0, 1. If you can evaluate that thing, do it. If you can't, I don't know, bro. It's log base 4 or 5, minus 2.
But isn't it that 5 fourths? You know, the purple one?
It is not 5/4. Log base 4 or 5 is like 1.0 something 7. All right, can you guys try problem 2? The homework is to complete this packet through problem 13. Through problem 13.
So I know that the same base when they add them, so I multiply this one by h minus 8.
Same denominator.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in log land. So that's what I
So
did.
you did not, what work you have shown is that you just randomly, effectively doubled the numerator. You're not showing that you multiplied by 1. You need to say a minus h over a minus h. You are multiplying the numerator only. You are doing this as if there's an other side of the equal sign, which there is not. What the work you have shown is incorrect, and you should be happy that of the 2 questions that you did the same incorrect style of work, I only took 1 point.
Really?
Would you like to keep arguing?
No, I was just clarifying, I wasn't arguing, I just didn't, it just seems like it made sense in my brain.
I'm sure.
I'm like, what is it?
I got it.
Yeah, that's right.
This is.
She made it so easy on Friday. So she made it like the dash line, and then she was like, this is all tasks.
I think you just need to do like a different shape for the ends. Like it helps.
Yeah. She described it
So,
differently.
x-intercept when y is 0.
Yeah, that makes more sense now.
It's a log based.
So, x-intercept, or were you asking y-intercept?
You did banana bend.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let me finish this then. Y-intercept here, when x is 0, that's my y-intercept. It's a little bit bigger than 1. I don't know exactly what it is, so here's your exact answer. 0 comma log base 3 of 4.
If you said 1 for that, would we
It's not, 1 is not correct. Sorry, back.
And then you got -3 by just doing like.
So this one, finding the x-intercept when is the y value 0, so I made this 0, and I bend the benet, or whatever. Convert. 3 to the 0 is 1, subtract the 4. But Griffin is asking about the y-intercept? X-intercept. Okay, so x-intercept is when y is 0. So subtract 4 from both sides. Convert.
Can't you tell that the x-intercept is -3 0 just looking at your graph?
Potentially.
But not in every situation.
Correct. I do not expect you to do 5 to the 4th. I don't expect you to do a common denominator, but it's -6 plus 1 over 625, comma,
For the y-intercept?
for the x-intercept. The y-intercept here, that's it.
I got x and y-intercept confused. Great.
After you did the other, you just subtract.
Are you doing it first? That's what I got. You have to set y equals 0. So 0 equals 4 plus log 5. And this is gonna be 4 on the right side.
You give the point.
And yeah.
You give the point on the graph, but then it's going to be 0.
So much, like, you have to be like so careful.
I get everything, but like the intercepts.
Yeah, so do that and then.
I'm so bad with the quiz because I had no time to check over my answers and I just made like stupid mistakes. Because I was doing it during class,
So
when she was
when you
still
do it,
teaching, so I was distracted. And she also, I was like sick the entire weekend, so I had no time to study. Because I was sick, the bed hurt, I was so confused too.
I hate when teachers tell me to do like over like when I'm gone, as if I wasn't like sick, like right when you're done.
So that, yeah, it's like, I was like, fighting for my life here. You want me to do it?
X-intercept or y-intercept?
X-intercept. I told her like, okay, was like, and then I was behind on the exit ticket, and I got one on the exit ticket because I wasn't here, and I didn't learn anything because I was here. So my grades that are like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to see at all. It makes sense.
So the y-intercept is -4.